Peace, chosen ones. Happy Owl Wisdom Wednesday. I hope you all are doing well. Tonight, I'm going to go into detail about spiritual warfare, what it is, what it's not, and how we can better protect ourselves from it. This is the Mystic Owl speaking, and thank you for being here. So, in my experience with spiritual warfare, pretty much since I got here, probably before I got here. When I say got here, I mean prior to being born. Spiritual warfare is the best way I can describe it is the invisible battle between light and dark, good and evil, right and wrong, truth and deception. It's happening in the spiritual realm, not just the physical realm, but everything that happens in the physical starts in the spiritual, so you can't have one without the other. It's not about horror movie demons or superstition. It's energetic and emotional manipulation, and it tries or it attempts to pull you away from your divine path. Some of the ways that spiritual warfare can manifest, like showing up in the physical, is mental confusion or exhaustion, constant like brain fog, second guessing yourself or imposter syndrome, doubting yourself, doubting your intuition, unusual tension in relationships like misunderstandings, a lot of arguing where you guys used to get along great. And it doesn't have to be romantic relationships, any relationship, family, friends, co-workers, whatever, but there's just sudden hostility, or people are projecting their wounds onto you. You might have a loss of motivation or purpose, feeling detached from your spiritual practices. Definitely when creepy things happen at night, disturbing dreams, bad dreams, insomnia, waking up at 3 a.m., known as the witching hour or spiritual alert hour, chaos, blockages, car accidents, financial blocks. All of this are physical signs of spiritual warfare that has unfortunately made itself known in your everyday life. I would say that spiritual warfare main goal is to disconnect you from the Most High, your intuition, yourself, your power, your peace. Some examples of what spiritual warfare is not, because it's easy to mislabel ordinary everyday experiences as warfare, but not every mishap is dark energy or something like you're being attacked. That's not always the case. Like every inconvenience or delay is not always an attack. It could also be for divine protection, like you're running late. If you're running late, you're just running late. You don't want to rush it because you never know what your spirit team is preventing from happening by you being on time. Also, here's a big one: mental health issues. First, it's okay to seek mental help for whatever issue you have. And I'm actually going to put some contact information, like some general contact information if you are experiencing mental health issues. Because I know speaking about mental health issues could be a little taboo, but it's important to your overall health to be in a good mental standing. And also, this is how you beat and overcome spiritual warfare, by keeping your mind intact. Anxiety, depression, trauma, those require a special set of support and skill set, and not just spiritual labeling. Accountability avoidance, blaming spiritual warfare when we're being called to grow or to change or to do something different. A lot of people would rather just be caught in the cycle or the loop, repeating the exact same behaviors, the exact same patterns. But sometimes being stuck in a cycle or in a loop could be spiritual warfare. And I'm gonna probably next week, I'm gonna go into greater detail about the very, very, very thin line between mental health issues and spiritual warfare, because this can get really lengthy and I don't want to make the video too long. Some of the signs or symptoms that you are experiencing spiritual warfare in the physical: you feel drained after being around certain people, being in certain places. You have random fear or doubt or guilt about certain decisions you've made. You might notice repeated distractions every time you go to start a project or to complete a project or to do something new. It's just distraction after distraction. Someone or something could be sending those distractions your way. Nightmares for sure. Feel that feeling of being watched. I always feel like somebody's watching me. That feeling, being energetically off, losing interest in your craft. All of these are signs that you are more than likely experiencing some type of spiritual attack. So these are some of the ways that I like to protect myself from spiritual warfare. I was in a crazy spiritual warfare, like off and on, for over a decade. And that's also going to be another video for another time, because I'm going to go into great detail about my own experience, because I'm not the only one who's experienced this. I'm not the only one who's gone through this, and I'm not going to be the only one who's going to go through it in the future, right? For me, prayer and affirmations. One that I personally love is, I am surrounded by divine light. No weapon formed against me shall prosper, and my energy is sealed in divine peace. You can also clean your space, like physically cleaning your space, like mopping your floors, cleaning your walls and things like that, but also burning herbs, sage, incense, like resin incense, like frankincense and cloves, taking spiritual baths, your salt baths, your protection oils, frankincense, myrrh, hyssop, rosemary. I'm personally not religious, but I do respect religion. I respect all religions. And when I need some type of divine protection, I have no problem seeking religious assistance. My favorite book to get religious assistance from is the Bible. And more often than not, I'm in the book of Psalms, but pretty much any scripture will do. Psalm 91, the full armor of divine protection. Psalm 23, restores peace and faith. Ephesians 6, chapter 6, verses 10 through 18, the armor of God passage. And Ephesians also talks about spiritual warfare. Like, it tells you what it is and what we are up against. Spiritual discipline, fasting. Fasting has been a game changer for me. It just allows you to think clearer. Fasting and meditating, prayer, journaling, avoiding gossip and envy and jealousy. I mean, we're all human, you know. These things are easy to come by, the gossiping and envy, especially with social media, but it's best to avoid it, especially if you're under spiritual attack, because that's literally not going to do anything except for feed the demons. Practicing on heightening your intuition and strengthening your discernment. Try your best not to respond to negative energy. Observe it. Stand firm in your position and your energy. Every battle is not yours to fight. Some battles are won through stillness and silence. I can't tell you how many times I've walked away from some bullshit where I really wanted to address it, where I really wanted to respond the way the other party wanted me to respond. It doesn't matter the race, it doesn't matter the gender, but I didn't. I kept my peace. I keep my peace. I keep it. And it's sacred to me. Like, my peace is like a baby to me. It's very fragile. It's very gentle. And I'm very careful with it. And I don't play about it. Social media has made it so easy for demons to roam, for spiritual attacks to be successful. An example of that is even posting on social media. Like, you're about to post some kind of spiritual message or powerful message, and for some reason you can't do it. Your phone glitches, your emotion spikes, someone calls to argue with you about, who knows, something that happened 10 years ago. You know, something petty like that. It's like out of nowhere. It seems like it's out of nowhere, but it's not. It was brewing. It was stirred up in the spirit first before it could reach to you. One that really stood out the most to me is when you start healing and people from the past like to come back. Old friends, old habits, bad habits. It could be seen as warfare, but in my experience, it's really a test of your progress, and it's not a coincidence. Because unfortunately, the universe or the matrix, this system, it tests you. It's kind of like proving yourself. It kind of makes you prove yourself to see if you're ready for the next stage or the next phase, and see how you're going to react. And I think this is why a lot of people stay stuck in the same mental mindset because they're not actually ready to move forward into what's new, into their new cycle of life. Some of the other ways that I like to protect myself from spiritual warfare is staying rooted in my prayer or in affirmations, my purpose, my truth, what I'm here for. I protect my peace like it's a newborn baby. Call on my ancestors, my spirit team, my archangels, especially Archangel Michael. And one of the most important things to me is getting rid of, well, two of the most important things for me is getting rid of the negative energy. Listen, I can't make this up. Sirens in the background while I'm recording. I'm not going to say it's spiritual warfare, but it's just funny that it's happening. Returning negative energy to sender. It's recommended that you return it with love and light and all that good stuff. My advice would be return it how you need to return it. I'm not going to say return anything with love and light because some things don't need to be returned with love and light. That's another topic. But your energy, your vibration, your frequency, you have to keep your energy clean. Stay high vibing, whatever that means for you. Dancing, listening to music, having flowers, especially roses. Roses give off the highest frequency. Hydrating with electrolytes, and I like to hydrate with coconut water. And I literally speak. Like when I say speak life over yourself, I speak life over myself, but I also speak against negativity. Only peace can dwell here. Any darkness, any evil eye has to leave. And I'll say that out loud, randomly, just because. So now that we've approached the end of this video, spiritual warfare doesn't mean you're cursed. If anything, it means you're chosen. It means you're aware. The brighter your light, the louder the darkness reacts. But your awareness is a weapon, and peace is victory. If you stay to the end, thank you so much for tuning in. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and stay tuned for next week's Our Wisdom Wednesday. Since I already mentioned it in this video, I'm pretty sure it's going to be the thin line between mental illness and spiritual warfare. Thank you so much for checking in to Our Wisdom Wednesday. Take care of yourself. Speak life over yourself. I love you. Peace.